1,000 grade school students going to school on not just the pick and roll and backdoor cuts, but on teamwork, sportsmanship, and problem solving. 6th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners playing their 3rd game in 5 days, hosting the North Alabama Lions out of the Atlantic Sun Conference. Great to be courtside, everybody, and a good morning. We don't say that often. Alongside the WNBA coach Latricia Trammell, I'm Chad McKee. If you look around and just take a listen, this environment is much different than most for college basketball. How do you deal with it, Latricia?
Well, Oklahoma is expecting a record-breaking 8,500 elementary and middle school students, and we feel the excitement right now, and I guarantee both teams will feed off that energy.
Wasn't many years ago that Aaliyah Chavez was a student of this age, but coming out of high school this past year, the #1 overall recruit nationally, and she had a breakout against Kansas City Wednesday. 29 points, 6 made threes. What did you see 2 days ago?
Well, she was on fire. She's beyond the numbers, Chad. It's the way Chavez scores with pace, the footwork, the shot-making ability. She looks completely comfortable in Jenny Bronchek's system, and she gives Oklahoma a dynamic weapon on the perimeter.
For North Alabama, they brought in numerous transfer students, including Cameron McNamara, who's a junior college All-American. Cameron McNamara transferred in from Highland Community College, and it seems as though she has fit in exceedingly well from the get-go for Candy Whitaker. Why is that?
Yeah, Cameron McNamara has led North Alabama to their first 3-0 start since 2018. She anchors their front court. She leads the lines in both scoring and rebounding. Tough physical presence inside, and this is going to be a great matchup between her and Reagan Beers.
The All-American center Reagan Beers is in the center court interlocking OU logo to get things started. Travis Jones tosses it up, and Aaliyah Chavez and the Sooners go to work first. Zaya Van, the other point guard, attacks the rim and goes to the foul line.
I love how she attacks the rim off the dribble, and I like how Jenny Bronchek went to her early in the game to get her going.
Just a sophomore, had a very deep team last year, but she played a lot, of course, with her sister. And Skylar has moved on.
Oh, I know.
You know,
Can't believe it.
They came to these games as kids, these field trip day games, special for Zaya to be an Oklahoma Sooner. So whereas maybe she could sit a little bit more last year,
right,
she's learning this year more by playing through it.
Well, yeah, you know, we talked about her foul trouble last season, but you had someone like Lexi Keys coming in, and so they had the depth. But right now, she's got to step up, and Jenny Bronchek's given her that opportunity.
This is Buki Akinsola at the controls, and now Jazzy Kling, who's a transfer from Johnson County Community College. Step back three by Akinsola is off the rim, and Chavez plucks her first rebound. Quick transition, they hop out. Chavez three, around the rim and off. And a foul on the rebound, it looks like. Maybe they get McNamara. You look at the Oklahoma starting five. Peyton Verhulst, such a great player that probably goes under the radar too much. And she's still that straw that stirs the drink, kind of the barometer for this Oklahoma team.
No, she is. And look at him going right back to Zaya Van early again in this game. They know the mismatch. She's quicker off the bounce, and I think that's a great game plan.
1-0 Sooners on the free throw by Zaya Van. Lions, as you said, 3-0 wins over UT Martin, Fisk, and Jacksonville State. They've had some injuries. They're without Emma Kate Tittle, who has not played, and Sofia Cepolati, who's an Italian player that's been a starter and a key cog for them, did not make the trip because of injuries. That starting five you saw has been adjusted.
Yeah, that's a tough loss, but we wish Cepolati the best of luck, but she's averaging 12 points this season coming in, and so someone else is going to have to step up and get those points for North Alabama.
McNamara ties the game, makes the first of a pair. She is 10 of 12 at the foul line this year out of Fort Pierce, Florida. We mentioned Highland Community College, first team JUCO All-American there. And Candy Whitaker said they saw toughness, intelligence, and efficiency when they brought her in.
Well, I love her play because she plays bigger than she is. And right there drawing the foul on Reagan Beers with her little step back fadeaway shot is smart on her.
Beers corrals her own miss, dumps it down to Sahara Williams, who turns and misses. Beers And out of bounds. Stays on this end. Sooners. Nope, beg your pardon. It'll go the other way. So 3 tries, but empty for Oklahoma.
Well, they were patting the stats. I've heard you say that
That's
many
right.
times. It just needed to go in.
And Jenny Baranczyk she said, look, this team needs to rebound better. They have been one of the, if not the best, rebounding team in the country in Coach Baranczyk's first 4 seasons in Norman. This is Alexandra Alvarado, transferred from San Francisco State. Loops that one up, an air ball. And here comes Chavez. Verhulst, Van, 3 ball. That went halfway down and popped out.
Well, that's what Oklahoma wants to do. They want to push the tempo. They're one of the fastest teams in the NCAA, and I guaranteed Jenny Baranczyk is happy with that shot that Skylar just took. Excuse me, not Skylar, her sister, Zaya.
I know, habits are hard to break, right? Been calling Skylar for about 4 or 5 years until now. We've got a held ball. Zaya Van gets tied up there with Jazzy Kling. Jenny Baranczyk, I mean, you talk about been through it travel-wise. So they have a game on Sunday in Cullowhee, North Carolina. They're going to play at Western Carolina. That'll be 4 games in 9 days for this team, and she just is admiring the way that her team has dealt with it all. They really bounced back from that tough loss to UCLA back on Monday with the Kansas City win.
4,500 miles, 3 time zones. That sounds like the WNBA schedule. And
yeah.
It talks about recovery. Recovery becomes just as important as a scouting report.
Yeah, she said it's not a physical fatigue week, it's a mental fatigue week. Chavez was held on her slash down the lane. And that may be number 2 on McNamara. Just have to wait for a second here and see. Beatrice Culleton, an early entry, replacing Reagan Beers in the Sooner lineup.
Chad, how about her growth coming in? I know that Coach talked about her really having an opportunity to do something this season, coming in and backing up the McDonald's All-American Reagan Beers.
Chavez drills them both, so 4-3 North Alabama. And the first sub for the Lions is India Howard, Coppell, Texas native. Good rebounder, 7 rebounds per game, was 8th in the Atlantic Sun a season ago. And she had 5 double-doubles for this team.
You can see the 5 out. They're running the hub at the elbow, which means that they're just running through. She's usually going to come and set a screen. And I like Oklahoma, how they're going under, knowing the scouting report. But again, they're capable of this season of switching 1 through 5.
Rebound by Howard. She plows her way to the basket, and a foul. Peyton Verhulst is going to be whistled for this one.
Well, I think that's one thing that you saw in the UCLA game is just the early foul trouble. You know, that's something that Oklahoma, with this young team, 5 freshmen, the leadership has to set the standard and learn how to defend without fouling, because that will hurt them later on, and especially in the SEC.
This is Howard's first appearance at the free throw line this season. She makes the first. 5-3 North Alabama. 1 of 2. Springing in comes Criswell for the rebound. Held ball, and the possession arrow heads the other way with the Sooners.
Well, Chad, I don't know if I heard anything that you said just then because of the kids behind us.
It's going to be a challenge.
This is, I'm glad we had this headset on, but earplugs underneath, maybe. But this is an incredible environment here at 10:30 this morning.
Yeah, these are not noise-canceling headsets, so it's going to be a little challenging to hear one another today. Candy Whitaker, second season as head coach at North Alabama, as Chavez takes matters into her own hands. That one sent out of bounds by Howard, her 3rd block of the year. And Howard comes away with that loose ball. So India Howard's made a difference off the bench already.
Yeah, she's a solid player, and again, it's surprising that that was the first time she got to the free throw line, because she does play really aggressive and looks to hunt the paint and get to the rim.
Lions with the lead and the ball as Kling kicks out, and the 3 ball is long out of the right corner from Alvarado.
Well, Coach Whitaker has this team ready to go. I mean, they're playing with a lot of confidence. I know that Alvarado even said in her postgame after their last game beating Jacksonville State for the first time since 1993, which is absolutely amazing. They really have a lot of confidence coming in to Lloyd Noble Center this morning.
And well, they should. Candy Whitaker, former head coach at UMKC and at Texas Tech, her alma mater, also Missouri Western, so much experience.
17 years experience. I mean, she's been there and done that. And this team has really responded to her. They talked about how she cares for them, but not only does she care for them, she teaches the game of basketball on a daily basis.
So here is Sahara Williams knocking down the first free throw. Sahara Williams off to a very good start. She is one of 3 players in the SEC early in the season, averaging 11 rebounds or better on the season. She's averaging a double-double.
I remember when she was a freshman, and you and I sitting here talking about how good she was going to be, and Coach Bronchek said that her growth year to year is just unbelievable.
They post Howard against Beatrice Culleton. The jump hook misses, and there's Sahara Williams for the board. Chavez, baseline runner, rims in.
Chad, come on. Incredible shot, and like I said, she's going deep into her offensive tool bag, not looking to settle for the 3, but getting to the rim, and it's paying off for her.
Chavez knocked that ball away. 6-0
nice
Sooner
pass.
run. Make it 8-0. Beautiful feed. 2 more for Sahara Williams.
Wow, what a great job of sealing. And when you have a guard with her physique and her physicality, being able to expose those mismatches is unbelievable.
This is Howard. And Criswell back to Howard. Jump hook tough over the length of Beatrice Culleton. And Verhulst claims the miss. That one a little too tall for Sahara Williams. But we've got a whistle from the backside. And I think we had a hold. Boy, Pugh, the outside official called a hold. We'll look again.
Yeah, I just think, you know, for this, with that second defender, I mean, I'm going to go back to Chavez, though. What a hard shot from that dunker spot. And that pass from Zaya Van to Sierra Williams, I mean, that was a cross-court type pass across the lane, and you've got to give that young lady credit for giving the ball to Sierra right where she needed to score.
Alyssa Clutter, Cameron McNamara back in for North Alabama. And the Sooners shuffle the lineup a little bit. We see the first appearance of Keziah Lofton, a freshman from Bethany High School up in Oklahoma City. Back to the stripe. Sahara Williams misses the first of her 2. Sahara playing with Team USA in the 3-on-3 Basketball World Cup. What an adventure she's been on a couple of times with that group. Seeing the world.
Oh, yeah. I think of, you know, just my basketball experience. A lot of those places that I had the opportunity to visit is because of basketball. It's not because I went there on vacation. And it's just an amazing experience that these players get to travel across the world.
I believe she got to go to Mongolia.
Come on.
From
Have you been
Iowa
there?
to Mongolia. Absolutely not. Never been invited. Inbound Culleton. Chavez ball fake to get herself a little space. And she has drilled a couple of those little baseline jumpers.
Yeah, that's it. Just, you know, the defense has got to contain the dribble a lot better. If not, she's going to continue to expose that young lady on defense.
Chavez, beautiful long bounce pass. Lofton couldn't quite finish it. Inside Williams, and another trip to the foul line for Sahara Williams. You see that long lead bounce pass by Chavez?
Yeah, that, I mean, honestly, she's beyond her years. I'm just telling you, as a freshman, there's a reason why she's the #1 recruit in the country. And choosing Oklahoma, I mean, what an incredible get for Jenny Baranchek. At this age.
We're talking feathered hair and some really bad shoe choices for me back at this age.
Yeah, I had some great 80s hair back in the day.
What's also so much fun about this is, you know, we get here a couple of hours before the game begins, and to watch the players in the game sitting, they've kind of been warming up a little bit, and then the kids start to come in. And the smiles on the faces of the players as they watch the youngsters come in, is almost as much fun as watching the kids in the stands.
Well, I think they know, too, because, you know, they were once in that stand looking at other teams and other players. And you know, this is just a great environment we keep mentioning. But some of these young kids, first time on campus, first time in Lloyd Noble Center, first time to watch a college basketball game. And if I'm them, I'm going home and telling their parents, let me come back to an Oklahoma Sooners basketball game, because every shot that is made, it doesn't matter if it's Oklahoma or North Alabama. You think it's a buzzer beater in March. And so that's something that the players, again, they just appreciate.
I'm not even sure some of them have seen a basketball game before. I mean, they may think you get 6 points for a basket like you do a touchdown in football. But the important thing is the problem solving, the teamwork, and the smiles that they see all day long.
That's what it's all about. Bigger than basketball.
That one splashes home. Just in back of the three-point line was Greta Ramon, one of the 2 Italians on this roster.
Yeah, freshman, and Coach Whitaker mentioned that that's the biggest jump for this young lady, and she's going to have to rely on her heavily as a freshman.
So that stopped a 12-0 run put on by the Sooners. As Chavez off the mark with that one. Sooners shooting at 21% so far. Shot it really well against Kansas City the other night.
You can see North Alabama running their false action, a little 4-out, 1-in, a little pin down off the baseline corner to get the ball back to the middle.
Clutter runs into Beers, and somehow that touched every part of the rim at least twice.
There's no clutter there. I mean,
that
was absolutely fantastic, and way to create space away from Reagan Beers.
Clutter's a 4th-year player. Beers just too deep.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do when she gets it there.
No, she does such a good job of playing off 2 feet. She doesn't establish a pivot foot, allowing her to read the defense, go over her left or right, and shooting over 60% in the field. You've got to do your work early.
Good defense there by Verhulst. First, Akinsola to take a tough shot. Chavez the counter, pull up and pop, drops.
That's her money, Chad.
She's got 8.
Yeah, that's her go-to. That is her weapon. That mid-range game. I think of Erica Wheeler from Seattle Storm. I think about Courtney Williams from Minnesota Lynx. They have that incredible mid-range game, and for her to have that as a freshman, it's almost like a lost art. Really impressive.
Late shot clock situation here for the Lions. A 3-ball in and out this time from Ramon, and scooped up by Keziah Lofton.
Well, you can see that Oklahoma, they're usually running at a high pace. Well, I guess they don't need to. They're just going to spot up around the 3 to knock it down. But you can see that they've played a lot of games this week. They look a little heavy when they run, but that was an incredible shot.
First 3 of the day for Peyton Verhulst, and a 7-0 Sooner run causes a timeout from Candy Whitaker. Everybody kind of catching their breath as up and down we go. Yeah, Oklahoma played UCLA out in LA on Monday, had to travel home the next day, got back on Tuesday, practiced that day, then played Kansas City Wednesday. I guess you'd call it a day off yesterday. And now here they play. They will travel tomorrow out to Cullowhee and play Western Carolina. That's a lot of scouting reports. It's a lot of travel, mental fatigue, but valuable for Jenny Baranczyk, as she told us, because these are young players. They've got such a young roster, and what a great learning experience here over the course of this 8 days.
Well, it is, and, you know, you got to really rely on your training staff and strength and conditioning coach. And as I mentioned earlier, it's about recovery right now, and it's less about the scouting report. You got to focus on what you do best, but it also gives these young players great experience because they're not used to these back-to-back games, and you've got a game plan against a lot of these players. I mean, you've got to make adjustments, and right now they're learning that the hard way.
And every team Oklahoma's played has been a little different. Belmont, you know, an NCAA tournament team, spacing and big players that shoot it. UCLA's got pros. Kansas City,
yes, they do.
Varying defenses you have to face, and here in North Alabama, they want to run some of that Princeton offense stuff.
Yeah, they do, and they do a really good job. I'm going to go back to North Alabama. You know, they have 4 of their leading scorers back. They have 8 newcomers, 5 freshmen, like Oklahoma, 3 transfers. but they have also their top 3 rebounders. So there is a veteran leadership, and that's why they're playing so well early on in the season.
I think we've got everything situated as far as the clock is concerned. And North Alabama needing a bucket. Oklahoma in the midst of a 7-0 run, which follows a 9-0 run. Mid-post, spinning McNamara to the bucket. No, and Beers up tall to get it. She's fouled by McNamara.
Well,
and McNamara's picked up her second.
Yeah, and that's early on, and just the physicality that Reagan Beers makes you bring as a defender. And Chad, that's one of the things I'm anxiously awaiting is I've seen North Alabama front the post, and maybe that'd be a good idea right now to keep them out of foul trouble, because McNamara is the only post player for North Alabama at this time.
Reagan Beers, the All-American, played with Team USA, won gold at the FIBA AmeriCup. Jenny Barachek was one of the coaches of that team, but what a great experience that was for Reagan.
Yeah, I mean, that's, to win that together is pretty special. And anytime you have an opportunity to play for your country and represent and walk away with a medal is even better.
You saw those players, and you add in Sahara Williams. We're talking about 4 former McDonald's High School All-Americans.
Well, this is that quartet that you're talking about makes up 73% of Oklahoma's scoring and 63% of their rebounding. How important do you think they are to this system?
And the thing about it is everybody else on the roster outside Beatrice Culleton is either a freshman or sophomore. So very youthful outside that group. That's a 2-pointer that drops for Alvarado.
Yeah, Alvarado, I mean, the other night she had a really good game as well, and she's not, I mean, she's fearless, but she wanted to play Division I basketball. She was at a former university for 4 years at a Division II and scored over 1,000 points there, and hasn't skipped a beat for this North Alabama Lion basketball team.
Yeah, she was at San Francisco State, and that one drops down. Back-to-back buckets. There's Criswell, got the field goal. Beers double-teamed and fouled on the inside. And the Lions are over the foul limit, so 2 free throws here for Reagan Beers.
Well, that was a much better pass by Stewart, and I really like her. I mean, she runs like a deer. She can rim run, especially when Oklahoma is pushing the pace in transition. But the other night against UCLA, I was watching, and she struggled a little bit getting Reagan Beers the ball when she was sealing first, and she would throw it out of bounds a couple of times. And so I know that she's worked on that, watched film, and that was a much better pass from Miss Stewart.
Reagan Beers back to the foul line, splashes that one home, so she is 3 for 3 at the line today. Beers with 5 points. That All-American, All-SEC season last year. Back for more with the Sooners this year.
And she's a top prospect as well for the WNBA draft.
Approaching a minute to go in the opening period. Oklahoma by 11. I just saw Ulander go down. I didn't see what happened in there. Just a body crashing to the floor, and a foul on Brooklyn Stewart will be her first.
Well, we didn't see that either, but I guarantee it. Someone probably pulled the chair out.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah. Nice play.
Criswell turns and fires. She got her own miss. Reset 3 for Alvarado, and she hits that one.
Well, talk about Criswell. I mean, she puts this team on her shoulders. She's the leader for this North Alabama team, and usually defends the best player on the opponent's team.
25-17. The Sooners get Brooklyn Stewart a loose ball and a bucket.
Well, she's really good, explosive player, good length.
And that was a 3 and air ball from Greta Ramon, who made one earlier. Oklahoma's largest lead has been 13, sitting at 10 right now, and about 6 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Do you do the WNBA 2-for-1 in this situation, Latricia?
I would do it.
Okay.
Yes. You bet.
Try to get one up, give North Alabama a shot clock situation, and then get another possession. But the Sooners going to work it around.
It's just probably the smartest thing to do. Sometimes in the league, it's hard to pull players back in these moments.
And that one, 3 seconds in the lane before the ball was thrown out of bounds. So Oklahoma committing the turnover there. That's only their second. You know, we'll get more into turnovers with Oklahoma and how they can limit them. They've basically got 3 point guards on the floor much of the time.
And you shouldn't have many turnovers with 3 point guards, but you should be able to play fast.
Williams cannot quite corral it, but it doesn't matter as we are 1 period in the books. Recaffeinate the kiddos. Get them some Sour Patch Kids and Dr. Pepper and turn them loose. It is
I
the
think they've
field
already
trip game.
had that.
I think you're right. I think I may need some. Energy in the stands and on the court. And we're back for more at the Lloyd Noble Center in a moment. Missouri, Mississippi State, Kentucky, and another trip to Columbia there. Over the years, they have been into the biggest arenas in women's college basketball, Latricia.
Well, that's what you want to do, too. And I remember doing that as a college coach at a lower level. And you want to go get that experience. It helps with recruiting. A lot of times you'll make a little money from playing those bigger schools. So those are 2 things why I did it. And so just the experience when you go back to the Atlantic Sun, those teams look a lot different, and you just have to elevate your skill set and play better, and plus you get to go with your teammates on road trips, and you know, it's that team bonding and experience, and so I understand why they do it.
A lot of times you don't remember the game or the score of the game, but you remember the experience being in an airport, a hotel, or a bus.
Well, I remember it at Oklahoma City University going and playing Baylor when Brittany Griner was there, and we scored the first 2 baskets right at the start of the game, and I told my brother, he's one of my assistant coaches, I said, take a picture. This will be the only time we're going to be ahead. So I'll never forget that.
There's Zia Van, the retrieval and the bucket for her as the Sooners are out to a 12-point lead. Their largest has been 13. Criswell, that's a long 2 that rims off. That was a nice play there by Stewart. She got away with it because she didn't fall to the floor and get a travel.
Yeah, you know, Oklahoma's defense is doing really well. North Alabama, they want to play inside out. And in the last several possessions, they can't get the ball inside. And so they're having to settle for contested jump shots.
Stewart rebounds and scores. Back the other way. Howard is off the mark, and Reagan Beers with the rebound. Oklahoma's essentially got 2 bigs on the floor here with Beers and Stewart.
And I love that. And we've also seen Beatrice Cullington and Reagan Beers early on playing together.
How about Brooklyn Stewart making her first 3 of the year?
No wonder she had a big smile on her face when she was running back on defense. Yeah, that young lady, she's going to be special.
Coming off 11 points against Kansas City. There's a 3 that counterattacks it.
I think she looked at her and said, right back at you.
That's right. That's what I would do. .14 lead. Now Beers is going to get in on the party. Wow. Yes, indeed, she is.
Well, that's one thing that she has grown her game is she's extending her shooting range. And if she can start knocking down that 3 in that trail position more consistently, her value is only going to go up.
She made 12 of them last season. That's her 2nd this year. Back down here by Howard. Tied up by Williams. Possession arrow goes no, it stays here.
And they don't, you know, both teams, they have depth, they have balance, and again, you see substitutions coming in, and I mean, both teams can continue to go on all cylinders because it's, and these are 2 talented teams. But back to Reagan Beers, I mean, you saw just now that top of the key 3, and it looked comfortable and no hesitation. I remember last season she would hesitate a little bit on that shot. But now she has the green light and lets it fly. I wish someone would tell me I had the green light, I'd shoot it too.
You got the green light all you want on this broadcast. You can say anything you want.
Well, I got to get used to it. I've been used to that radio, so I've got to get back on it.
17-point margin, the largest for the Sooners today. They've outscored North Alabama 10-3 in the 2nd quarter. Dribble handoff Criswell, and McNamara wasn't looking. Tried to work a little screen and roll action. McNamara rolled, but wasn't ready to receive the pass.
Well, I think they're going to have to do something different if I'm North Alabama. They've got to move the ball side to side. Almost every action is to the right side of the floor, and Oklahoma is just anticipating it now. So I would get a little bit more ball movement.
Verhulst out there at the controls, dumping it in. Culleton up strong, but no. McNamara still playing with those 2 fouls. That was her first rebound of the morning. This is Alexandra Alvarado as Verhulst watches her.
Yeah, now they're rotating it back to the left side and clearing out so Buki can go one-on-one.
Pretty well defended by Williams. Chavez, the pitch ahead to Williams. Her 3 is off the mark. And I think they're going to get Beatrice Culleton for a foul on the rebound. Just a little entanglement underneath.
Just a little. And that, that's something when you have a smaller defender in front of you, it's hard not to go over the back. But that's where you've got to spin, you've got to use your swim move to gain and rebound those percentages. I think that's going to be really important for her elevation as she moves forward.
Sometimes you get penalized for being tall.
I'm telling you.
Or so I've heard.
No, it's true.
Sooners enter Kaya Smith into the lineup for the first time today. Akinsola runs off the screen, can't get free. Alvarado does, and banks one home.
Nice shot. And I saw them run this play the other night against Jacksonville State. That's their ear tug action where they have that offside elevator, and it worked for them that time.
Just beautiful high-low action from Culleton to Williams for the deuce.
Yeah, I love that. I had 2 6-7 players as well, and we utilize that high-low all the time out of the horns, and it's hard to guard.
That it is. And Sahara Williams, so difficult to deal with her physicality. She's such a tone setter. There's Kaya Smith, Oklahoma City Putnam West High School. Took them to a state title for the first time in 40 years.
Wow.
2 years ago, and then played about 17 games as a freshman last year.
Well, Coach talked about how she can play the 1 through 5 and just that in her positionless offense and just composure beyond her years. She's been in big games.
Shot clock's at 13 for the Lions. Kling trying to shake free from Zaya Van, but can't. And a travel there. McNamara squared up on Culleton and then shuffled her feet. Will go the other way.
Zaya Van, such a great defender, and now we see her shooting the ball a lot more, but she is their prime defender, and it's hard to get to the paint when she's defending. So you're going to have to set screens for her to get open.
Chavez, a screen from Culleton. Off the dribble all the way in. Blocked by Criswell. Out of bounds, but it stays right here. Aaliyah Chavez, 8 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist so far. Reagan Beers leads the Sooners with 9 points and 6 boards. She's getting a well-deserved breather right now. Here's Verhulst. Spins.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful left hand.
Basketball player right there. I mean, she's the leader on this team, a natural leader, as Jenny Bronchek mentioned, and just a connector of people. Doesn't matter if she gets the fame or not. She just wants people around her to be successful.
Might be the most versatile player in college basketball, Peyton Verhulst.
Yeah, she's definitely versatile, and just her playmaking ability, and I mean, she's quicker than what you would expect. I mean, she can do a 3-level scorer, and as I mentioned, just does a fantastic job for Oklahoma.
Chavez strong with that one. Culleton corrals it. Kick out 3, Verhulst. And a foul on the rebound. They're going to get Kaya Smith for that one.
Chad, did you see Smith get up on that rebound? I don't think she was a volleyball player too, but just the length of this Oklahoma team is pretty special.
18-point lead for the Sooners at this time out. This is the largest lead of the morning so far. Jenny Bronchek talking about the desire for better rebounding with this team. It's been much better. A 16-rebound advantage, Latricia, already. 11 offensive rebounds, 12 second chance points.
Well, that's their go-to, and you're right. That's something that you can do on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. And so there's no reason with the height advantage that Oklahoma has that they shouldn't be 16-plus rebounds more in building. It's record-breaking time, I believe.
Yeah, it has been already over 8,000 students in attendance. We've got a decibel meter here with
I thought
us.
that was for you and I.
I'm not sure how that works, but I think it's like how we're doing today. We're at a 98% approval rating. I don't know how it works, but I know it's loud.
It is loud. I will contest to that. But we're going, going back to the rebounding. Oklahoma has 12 second chance points. If I'm Jenny Baranczyk and you're trying to find something to keep Oklahoma home.
Motivation. That ball was kicked, rolling all the way over to the North Alabama bench. It's a couple of kicks for Kaya Smith. Not sure if she was a soccer player in high school as well. She could probably play just about any sport she wants.
I bet you she was a good sprinter as well.
Yeah, she was the Class 6A state long jump champion, by the way. And she comes up with that steal. Ahead it comes to Zaya Van. Coasting in for two.
Yeah, beautiful. Great execution. And one thing about Oklahoma, I mean, they drill that on a daily basis in practice. As someone gets it, they all turn and run. And then they have multiple players that can lead that break.
Ramon trying to wiggle free, can't. That was a quick release three that's down for Alyssa Clutter, her first made three of the year.
Yeah, and that was great contest as well by Smith.
17-point Sooner lead, 4 minutes to go in the opening half. Smith for three. And the rebound goes to Clutter. Clutter is a fourth-year player, senior on this team. Hit-ahead pass and the lay-in for Criswell.
Yeah, she read that extremely well. And Peyton, instead of running to the front of the rim, she helped up, and that's the worst thing that you can do. But there was just a miscommunication between Peyton and Zaya.
They're going to post Beers inside. She was double-teamed. They couldn't get it to her, so Smith will put it on the deck. Here's Chavez releasing a three. High archer and down.
Talk about a quick release. That young lady, I mean, does her work early. She hunts her shots, and just great footwork by that freshman.
Her first made three. She has 11 points. Here's Zaya Van, the pull-up and pop. Foul line, Jay drops. Sooner lead swells to 20.
I love what Coach said about Peyton Verhulst. She mentioned to Chavez she wasn't looking for a shot enough for her outside perimeter, and Peyton says, you do realize that's why we brought you here, is to shoot. And that's coming from another shooter, and so I think that's just what this team's about and just how the sisterhood that they have.
That's part of that connector of Peyton Verhulst bringing everybody together, getting them on the same page. Beers, open, got it. Reagan Beers has 11.
Yeah, again, for North Alabama, you have to meet Reagan Beers at the free throw line. If you allow her to get 2 feet inside the paint, it's over.
Well, this is a 7-0 run in the last minute. And a timeout taken by North Alabama coach Candy Whitaker.
Well, you got to think about it. The Sooners have 50 points with 2 minutes and 29 seconds left in this second quarter, and they're on pace to knock down 100. But just look at even though they're not playing the scoreboard, look at the extra hustle. They're still attacking the rim. Great pull-up jumper by Zaya Van. I'm glad that she's looking for her offensive skill set rather than just being known as a defender for this Oklahoma squad.
5 different Sooners have at least 7 points. You see the field goal numbers. Oklahoma shooting 46%, and North Alabama just 34%. Sooners have made 4 threes here in the first half. So timeout. What's important for North Alabama here to close this half, to try to get back down to maybe that 15-point range?
Well, they got to put Oklahoma in rotations, especially with the players that are on the floor. They've got to move the basketball side to side. I've seen them go into some of their high-low sets, their elbow action where they look to go one-on-one off the dribble. But right now they're settling. And that's not something that I know Coach Whitaker wants from this offense. But again, I'm exposing. I know they have several players out here right now that can post up, so I'm doing something different.
Into the hands of Alvarado. Up the right side, forced that one up, and she draws a foul against Keziah Lofton, who was trying to stay with her.
And we talked to, Coach Bronchek, especially about the defensive end, and she talked about being put in rotations. That's something, especially at 10:30 in the morning when you have back-to-back games and you're a little tired. I've also seen North Alabama full court press and look to trap at the half court. So I think I'm being a little bit more aggressive at the point of attack defensively as well, and trying to force Oklahoma into more turnovers.
1 of 2 there for Alvarado. 21-point Oklahoma lead. Long pass. Stewart couldn't quite save it. Out of bounds it goes.
Now looking over at Coach Bronchek, in years past, she probably would have said, do not do that. You know what I mean? She'd be a little bit more passionate, but I think she's just embracing the freshmen and the growth. And so she's learning a lot, too. She's actually having to teach. She's used to having fifth-year seniors and players, and so she's having to go back and reteach the system that she wants.
Certainly makes scouting reports and walkthroughs and practices different and interesting as Lofton crashes to the floor. That foul will be against Alvarado.
Yeah, she's a two-way player. She's definitely a threat in transition. As you saw how she moved up the floor in that particular possession. But Coach said that's what she's the biggest surprise so far. Just has a strong body. She picks up offensively and defensively, terminology at a fast rate. And really is excited about the future of this young lady.
Out of Bethany High School is where she came. Same as Zaya Van, and just the coachability. Jenny Baranchek even said other players have joked that Keziah is her favorite. And she said, well, we can't have favorites, but she's really, really coachable.
Well, I know as coaches, we always say we don't have favorites, but we do. It's the ones that always work hard, the coachable part.
You know, parents, we say we don't have favorite kids, but I'm not telling.
Okay.
Lofton converts with that left-handed stroke, and the Sooners back up 23. So how do you keep from showing the others that one player might be your favorite, Patricia?
You get hard on her as well. And, and Coach said that she's probably hardest on Zaya and Aaliyah just because they're point guards, but you've got to treat them all equal. That's the most important thing. And show them that you care, which Jenny does.
Tough up and under bucket by Ulander. Sahara Williams, not this time. And that was swatted out of bounds by, they say Beatrice Culleton touched it last. So
think about, Chad, if Chipolati, North Alabama is missing on this road trip. She's one of their top scorers, and so she's going a little bit deeper in her bench than she normally would.
And they've been without one of their really good three-point shooters. That's Emma Kate Tittle, who led this team shooting 41% from three-point range last season. Definitely a couple of difference makers. Jackson storms her way in. That was a good pass.
That was a great pass.
And the knockdown two-pointer by Ulander. Back-to-back buckets for her.
Yeah, that's a tough pass because Beatrice Culleton was there for that low defender. Looks like she's a little shook up. I think she might have been hit in the face.
Yep. Yeah,
you can see her grimace just a little bit there, but nice job for that young lady to get that pass out for that open look.
Incidental contact, but it hurts nonetheless.
Yeah, they're probably going to, looks like the officials are going to go take a look at that.
Previous play is under review for a possible unobserved.
I don't think they're going to find anything here, but Lloyd Golby over there to let us know. And Brittany Beaver takes care of the shot to either the mouth or the nose of Beatrice Culleton. 43 seconds to play. This is the quietest the students have been so far.
It is, and Are you into the 6-7 thing? I mean, I saw the kids behind us. If they get to that 67-point mark,
this place is going to explode.
It's going to explode.
Yeah. I think I'm into it. I'm not against it.
Yes.
I don't know exactly what it means. I hear it a lot at my house.
Well, you're going to have to get your kids to show you on TikTok a little video, and it's pretty entertaining.
Yeah. I think I am.
And you can see them doing it across from us.
They are.
They're ready.
They're enjoying Top Dog right there. Top Dog is, he's being harassed. He took a shot to the dome right there. Come on. Be careful with the old fella. So here's what they are looking at. Beatrice Culleton looks none the worse for wear over there. I think she's been replaced here by Reagan Beers, but
it's like she came down with her elbow right on Beatrice's nose, but I just think that's a basketball play. But I will tell you, Chad, it's a lot of times officials, and I can say this now without getting fined.
After review, there is no further penalty.
Yeah, no
the contact is marginal.
Penalty.
Yeah, I will say this on when replay is involved, sometimes when slow motion becomes involved, it changes the interpretation of the play. I mean, you got to remember, that's happening full speed. To control your arms and legs is not always easy.
Yeah, and what I was going to say, too, is, a lot of officials didn't play the post position. You have to call post players differently just because of their size, their length, the physicality part, and it sometimes,
the
a lot of times,
of it,
that's it.
where
They'll call a foul, and a lot of times it's not one.
Reagan Beers back to the bucket, turning and scoring. She's got 13 now. Racing into the front court, Akinsola. Sent away by Stewart, who rotated over.
Yeah, Bookie should have taken that. I think she had a direct line. She had the defense behind her, and I think she was more worried about the length coming over, but I probably would have taken that shot and tried to get to the free throw line.
Shot clock is off here. 21 seconds with which to play to close out the half.
I wouldn't give Oklahoma another opportunity to go down and score.
That's a three that's a little strong from Criswell. Oklahoma, well, they won't get another shot to score. Oolander, right wing three, Jackson, no.
Yeah, Bears try to dribble out of congestion, and she had Sierra Williams there for the...
Chavez, the three at the buzzer. What a way to seal it. Now that's got the kids fired up.
She did that the other night, too. It was a deep Caitlin Clark three. But what a great shot by that young freshman. Talking about the confidence of that young lady. She's a clutch shooter.
Point field goal pending review.
They're going to check it. We'll check it out again. Count it at the buzzer for the freshman, Alea Chavez.
Let's go. What a great shot.
Oklahoma by 24. And Alea Chavez sending the kids to halftime with a thrill. The All-American and a first half befitting an All-American. 13 points and 8 rebounds for her.
If you allow Reagan Beers to get deep into the paint, she's shooting over 60%. In this first half, she's shooting 57%. She just establishes her positioning so well, and I like to see her extend that game to the three-point line. And then you have the best player in the country as a freshman coming out of high school and going deep into her offensive toolbox. She can shoot it off the bounce. She can knock down the three with a hand in her face. And then again, how about that last second shot to end the second quarter with that just a little bit inside the half-court line. I mean, she is a clutch shooter.
All three of them on the Naismith Trophy watch list coming into the year. And you factor in Sahara Williams, who is an excellent player, veteran, rugged defender as well. But just about everybody else on the roster is either a freshman or a sophomore. So this week of learning with all of the games and all of the travel is a big deal for them.
It is, and I don't think people realize how hard it is to schedule. I was talking to one of the staff members prior to this game, and when you're good, not too many people want to play you, and so you have to go hunt those teams down.
Yeah.
And not only that, there's times that the schedule changes the time or someone backs out if, the contract isn't signed early. And so Oklahoma's experiencing that now, but it's only going to pay off for them once they reach conference play.
First possession going to North Alabama to start the second half. This is Criswell. Chavez watches her. 10 to shoot. Buki Akinsola tried to dump it down to Kling. Beers impacted that and then took it away.
Yeah, it was great execution, and I know they talked about that play in the locker room, but when you have length like Reagan Beers, it's hard to get a shot off.
Beers back to the basket, missed it, and she'll shoot a pair.
All right, I'm gonna go coach perspective right now. She has to knock those down. I mean, if you're has the height advantage, you already have positioning. It's a little chip shot. Sometimes those shots you need to be even more disciplined and locked in. But she's got to work on those and ones and getting to that free throw line. Because if she does at some point get the great opportunity to play professionally, she's going to get used to length like her and taller. And so she's got to find a way to knock it down.
She makes both of those. Had a little difficult time to start the year from the foul line, had Reagan Beers, but she is perfect so far today. 6 for 6 and a double-double already with that rebound. That was number 10. She's got 15 points.
Wow. See Oklahoma picking up full court.
Nice pass out of the post, but Alvarado couldn't take the shot. Beers blocks that one.
Yeah,
good defense by Beers. Chasing a smaller player.
It is, Chad, and that's that camouflage motivation. You think you have her beat off the bounce, but Reagan Beers is not going to let up the play and to come behind and time that block right here. As you can see, it was a great little scoop shot, but if I'm her, I'm probably going to reverse layup on the opposite side just to try to get some more space.
Mid-range jumper strong from Criswell. And out of bounds it goes off of Beers. So another shot here for North Alabama with 18 to shoot.
She's averaging, Criswell, 7 points per game, 4 rebounds, only shooting 30% from the field, but Coach Whitaker said that is the leader on this team.
Criswell's 3, no. And rebound 11 for Reagan Beers. I mean, that pass came quickly to midcourt. Chavez pops. And here comes Ramon the other way. 2-on-2. Oklahoma rotates back well. Akinsola misses.
Well, they're getting opportunities to score. It's just not falling for North Alabama, but I feel like they're playing with a better pace starting this third quarter.
Ty Van finds a seam. Williams' feed is batted out of bounds by McNamara. It stays here with 10 seconds to shoot.
Yeah, I want Sierra Williams. She should have taken her off the bounce right there. I mean, I think she's overpassing, especially with the bounce pass, one of the slowest passes in the game, and other than the lob pass, but she needs to be a little bit more selfish on that play.
8 to shoot for Verhulst. Sahara Williams squares
and there
hits.
You go.
Verhulst and Williams combined there, and Sahara now double figures with 11. Oklahoma 61 points. The lid is going to come off of this place if the score hits 6-7. If
and
it
that's
hits
probably
6-7,
where they're getting high.
Yeah, I think so. The anticipation of 6-7. Now, right now, if they score 2s the rest of the way, it would hit 6-7, but there's a chance it goes from 66 to 68.
That is true, and I don't. It may go dead silent in here if that happens.
It could. Here's the 3 by Criswell. Strong. And
nice
saved
hustle.
right to Sahara Williams. Chavez faking the 3, putting it on the deck.
I think Oklahoma's being more patient today. I have noticed that, especially in the games past. What a great pass, a high-low look.
2 more for Beers and a smile from Sahara Williams. She just dropped down her 4th dime of the day.
Coach Baranchek was extremely happy about that specific play.
That was a great contest by Sahara Williams to force the air ball. Verhulst, a 3.
Let's
it's
go.
Good. Sooners rolling. They have doubled up the Lions.
Yeah, she's just an incredible person, but incredible leader for this Oklahoma team.
And we've got a timeout. North Alabama struggling for answers, and we're struggling to hear on Field Trip Day. Yeah, they may not get to see one of the things they came for, and that is 6-7 on the scoreboard. Oklahoma's going to have to make a free throw to get us there, and the kids are going to be, I think, a little disappointed if 6-7 doesn't happen.
Well, I think what's more impressive is I think the Oklahoma bench is going to be more disappointed because they're watching these players, and, you know, everyone's throwing up the 6-7 sign, I guess you could say, and yeah, I don't know how they're going to do it, but you never know. Impossible is nothing, so we'll see what happens.
Reagan Beers, 17 points, 5 of 9 from the field, and she has been very good, All-American self. You get so involved with what this player and that player is doing and all those sorts of things, and then you just go, look, there's an All-American in there that's a double-double machine. Let's get it to her, right?
Well, that's what Coach Baranchek wants, and who wouldn't, right? They want to play inside out, give the young lady the ball. The guards have that luxury, and you want to increase your assist. Pass it to Reagan Beers.
Smith crashes in, missed it. And the rebound taken by McNamara.
Well, there's the drive. They were hoping for that foul to get to the free throw line.
Listen, the referee's got to help us out a little bit.
I mean, come on. Do they know what's happening right now? Oh, I think they do. I do think the officials know what's going on.
Culleton whips it inside Verhulst. The step through.
Oh, come on. That looked like a foul to me.
Zia Van fouled to the free throw line, and here we go. Hey, hats off to Roy Golbian, who called that foul.
That's right. Roy.
He's gotten us the free throws the kids so desire.
Yeah, I like Roy a lot. He calls in the WNBA as well, and you can see, obviously, what Oklahoma is wanting to do, and how big has this become, the 6-7, Chad? I mean, this is unreal, but I think Zia right now, if the kids are going to remember anything, they're going to remember this made basket.
There's a lot of pressure on Zia
There's a lot of pressure. We always talk about the free throw never changes, but the pressure, and this is it right here. Oh, look at the players on the court. They're all doing the 6.
That's the new record for the day on the decibel meter.
The entire Oklahoma bench is doing the same thing, and I will go with, you know, you want to have fun, but you're also playing a game, and no disrespect, obviously, to North Alabama, but this is a special moment for these kids in this arena.
Crowd dies down a little bit. Alvarado.
Nice move. She caught Chavez with the little lift fake, got her off her feet, and drove in a direct line to the rim. Really nice play.
Culleton into Verhulst, who fades, fires, but misses.
Not just the versatility of this Oklahoma team, having guards with a great physique that can post up mismatches, and Peyton Verhulst is one of those players.
Midway through the third, step back 3, Alvarado. And an illegal screen set there called against Ulan.
I do love Oklahoma's offense. I mean, we talked about the versatility, the positionless basketball. It's player-led. But I do like how they played through Reagan Beers and Beatrice Cullington in the hub position, right below the three-point line. We're going to, like right now, she's receiving it, looking for the high-low, and then going into a dribble handoff. And so I do like how that offense has changed from last season.
Cullington rebounds, but cannot convert it. And saved nicely in bounds by Clutter.
With those chip shots, those post players need to knock that down.
This is Ulander. She's from Finland. That one no good, and Chavez. Easy rebound, her fourth. 14 points and 4 boards. Reagan Beers leading the way with 17 points and 11 rebounds for the Sooners. Stewart up strong with the left hand. Rebounded by Gabby Jackson. Versatile size and strength for this freshman, Gabby Jackson, out of Kansas City, Shawnee Mission Northwest.
Lefty, shooter.
And another offensive foul against North Alabama. They get Gabby Jackson.
Yeah, that's good. And I am proud of Oklahoma. You know, they wanted to decrease their turnovers coming in too, and they had several moving screens against UCLA the other night, and so they're playing with a lot more tempo and discipline, but a lot of joy today as well.
Check on what they've got with Beers and Verhulst and Williams, and bringing in Chavez.
Without a doubt. I mean, 8 teams in the top 25. It's a dogfight every time you step on the floor.
Brooklyn Stewart in and out with that one. It's just this depth that Coach Baranczyk has talked about, and being so young outside of those 3 or 4 players. It's all freshmen and sophomores. And it's the first time for a lot of these players. Scouting reports, travels,
right.
Just how you conduct yourself when you go about things. It's a learning process, isn't it?
It is, but what great leadership. If you're going to have 5 freshmen on this roster, think about Peyton Verhulst, Reagan Beers, Sierra Williams, that knows Jenny's system, knows the university, the community of Norman. You wouldn't have, in my opinion, better veteran leadership than those 3.
India Howard slashes on the inbound play and scores. 68-37 Sooners. Cullington cuts through and fouled. Ulander got her across the arm.
Yeah, it was a great jet cut to the rim for Beatrice Cullington. And, you know, one thing I've noticed, they are sagging off of her at the top of the key, which is smart. They're looking first for that high-low opportunity. And so I'm anxious to see if Beatrice will start looking for her shot as well at the three-point line.
Very valuable member of the Sooner team, now a senior out of Overland Park, Kansas. One of those who's a very giving teammate, but has had her moments on the floor as well.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. You know, Jenny talked about how she facilitates. She helps these younger players get in the right position. It's almost like she has the voice of a point guard on the court.
Give and go try there. Jackson comes up with
Nice
it and
move.
scores.
Yeah. North Alabama says, it's not over yet. They're coming out with a little bit more aggressiveness, and they're clearing out, too, the post player. And it's opening up a lot of drives at the rim.
Zaya Van, bucket and a foul. She'll shoot one.
Yeah, Zaya Van, like I said, just a great straight line drive, finished with contact. Got the trip to the free throw line, and I'm really impressed. And I remember sitting here talking to you as well when she was a freshman, and talking about how great she was and what intensity she brought to the defensive end. I'm just really amazed at the growth offensively that this young lady is bringing. And
she's really found her voice as well, speaking up, whether it's amongst her teammates or in public.
I heard that story. She hates public speaking,
but spoke at the banquet.
Yes, and nailed it.
Yep.
Did an amazing job.
71-39. Zaya Van, one of 4 Oklahoma players in double figures. There's a hard drive there by Ulander, but could not quite finish it. And Keziah Lofton the other way.
You can see that Oklahoma is really trying to execute their half-court sets. I mean, they're being extremely patient. Sierra Williams, I think, obviously is turning down a few shots, just like that opportunity right there from the three-point line. But you need games like this to work on certain things, and Oklahoma is obviously doing that now.
And it's going to bound out of bounds off of Culleton, they say. But they get a foul on Culleton. Yep. 2 on Culleton. And so North Alabama a chance to go the other way. 5 freshmen, 3 transfers on this roster. We mentioned the injuries to Emma Kate Tittle and Sophia Cepolati unavailable. They will certainly help out. They were picked in the preseason poll 6th by both the media and the coaches in the Atlantic Sun. Florida Gulf Coast, the preseason pick to win the league.
Chad, you're not going to believe this for North Alabama. I'm going to give them a shout out because this is really unheard of, but they're the 6th team in NCAA Division I to activate a women's flag football team. Added cross country and some other things, but
yeah.
How about that? Women's flag football.
Would you be up for that? Coaching it, playing it?
It'll, sure.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I'm just thinking more of the tackle, but yeah. But how about that?
So
pretty impressive.
I think we've got, was this a yellow jacket, a hornet,
oh,
a wasp?
Is.
Somebody call pest control.
You can see
with the assist there.
Yeah, I thought she was going out for the loose ball drill. I didn't know what was happening, but oh yeah, she just knocked it out of the way, and I'm allergic to those. And then well, she took care of it. Good for her.
India
Way
Howard,
to use your feet.
A helping hand there from India Howard. That was poked away by Van from behind, and a held ball. Possession arrow is going to go the other way. Oklahoma ball. Sooners shooting it at a 42% clip. And North Alabama 31%. Sooners' largest lead, 35 at one point. Sahara Williams short on that try.
Yeah, I'm glad she looked at it though. I mean, that's I think the high-low was there as well. That they need some perimeter shooting right now to open up the inside.
Ramon drills what was a 2-pointer, foot just across the line. And Ramon nearly the steal from Van. In fact, she will create a steal. Goes off to Zaya Van. This team playing hard. Greta Ramon, freshman from Italy. Played on Italy's under-18 national team and in the second-tier professional league over there.
She did, and got a great experience over there. Different style of play from overseas to here, but yeah, she's got a lot of experience under her belt, even though she's a freshman.
Sooners have one of their freshmen, Emma Tolan, into the game right now. 3 strong from Jackson. And here's Keziah Lofton. Quick pass to Zaya Van, sprinting through the lane.
Quick.
And Howard has the rebound. Under a minute to go in the third. Clutter trying to find some space.
Good inside out, good ball movement.
And a foul there against Stewart as Gabby Jackson was backing her down. That's 4 fouls against the Sooners, so not yet free throw time for Candy Whitaker's North Alabama Lions. There you see the 2 Italian players, Finland and Russia, represented on this roster as well. Oklahoma international players as well. Dafa Sissoko, and probably see her at some point today. She got into the game against Kansas City, and we've seen Emma Tolan, who is from Ireland.
Yeah, I had a chance, you know, in June to take the top 10 players in the country that with Adidas overseas to Italy and played some of their national teams, and it was an incredible experience. It's just amazing what the game of basketball does for us, you know, not only on the court, but just being able to see the world and experience different styles and different opportunities. I've been extremely blessed.
You'll see more and more Italian players playing in the United States these days. Criswell steps back and misses, and Tolan has the miss. About 7 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
Nice
Attack
move.
mode. Lofton scores it.
Well, that's a great flip to hit and move and way to finish under contact. It's a really impressive young lady.
73-41 Oklahoma. Sooners pulled away in the latter stages of the second quarter. And the jump hook lands for Howard.
That was a great cleanup because I almost thought that was going to be a turnover, but way to snag the ball and turn that into a positive possession.
Zyvan, a kick out to Lofton. Her three is partially blocked by Clutter to close things. Sooners by 30 through 3 at the Lloyd Noble Center on field trip day. Lots to celebrate for a lot of these young Sooner fans. Oklahoma by 30, headed to the fourth on SEC Network Plus. But what great memories.
What a great video, and yeah, and to see the staff on both sides. I remember when my first Division I coaching job, I went to Marcia Sharp's house for a week and just trailed her. And what an amazing experience. I got to sit in on all the coaches' meetings, practices, film sessions, because I wanted to get better. And so it was absolutely rewarding. And then on the other side was Sherry Coe, her assistant Jan Ross. I saw Bo Overton in that video. And her and I used to have some great battles when I was at Midwest City High School, and she was here at Norman High. And so, yeah, that was, shout out to our people back. Our producers, I mean, that was a great video. Good job.
Coach Cole was here for the Kansas City game. Anna Jackson, head coach there at Kansas City, bringing her team in here to play.
Yeah, that was great to see her as well. And also having Courtney Paris as one of my assistant coaches. Think about what she has done in this arena. Well, yeah, look at what she's done in this arena. You can see that she had her jersey retired at number 3. Had an opportunity to play with her sister, Ashley Harris. And, yeah, she was definitely in charge of our post players and did an amazing, amazing job.
They were in good hands. We start the fourth, and Sooners have got Beers back out there. Her three is strong. And rebounded there by India Howard.
Oklahoma's not letting up. You can see the defense. They've extended out, pressuring the basketball. And I think, for me, Chad, the biggest growth from Oklahoma is their defense. And it's not just one or two players. I mean, they're defending as a team with high intensity. I think it's really good.
Chavez off the mark with that one. It's out of bounds off of Reagan Beers. Yeah, defending. Certainly have the tools and the pieces to be able to be very good defensively. And we talked about turnovers, being able to limit those. Oklahoma only 6 turnovers so far today. And with Chavez, Verhulst, and Zaya Van out there at the same time, you'd just think inherently the turnover number would be lower.
Oh, I agree with that. But you know, you're gonna see maybe 15 or less because of the tempo that Oklahoma plays with. I think Coach Baranchek, I'm not going to speak for her, but if 15 will be okay if they're playing fast. If they've slowed it down tonight, and so having that amount is big. You want those extra possessions.
Held ball, and the possession arrow goes the other way. This is tough. That ball was kind of loose. Criswell picked it up. Tolan got in there. They are really happy with Tolan coming in from Ireland, and she was playing with one of the young national teams there, had some visa issues, suffered a broken thumb, and really had to learn by watching. But when you can do that, it really doesn't matter.
The depth and balance of this Oklahoma team is unbelievable. It's just one after another that can knock down the three. They have an incredible post presence, and that's why they're ranked number 6 in the country.
So Tolan bangs that one down. And that's off the mark from Ramon. Verhulst the other way.
45 rebounds for Oklahoma.
Plus 15 in that category. Beers has had a bunch of them. She's fouled there. I think they would probably call that one on the floor. She just attracts so much attention, and loved last year hearing her teammates talk about noticing how other teams defend Reagan Beers and the opportunities that it creates for the others on the floor with her.
You're right, and that's why Coach Baranchek and her staff has done an amazing job of surrounding her with shooters. If they did not have shooters around that perimeter, it'd be a tough season, especially offensively.
Chavez is one of those shooters, as has been in evidence once again today. Third made three for Chavez today, including a buzzer beater from midcourt to close out the half. If you didn't see it, I'm sure it's available on all of your favorite social media platforms.
You bet.
That's a two by Ramon that's good.
Great freshman get. I mean, we already talked about the experience that she brings from overseas, but yeah, she's a nice player.
There's Beers one more time, and she'll get a free throw.
Well, we've mentioned it, but you know, if you don't have the post presence like Oklahoma does, you've got to send over a second defender to look to double team. But Beers does such a great job of sealing right in front of the rim so she can use her left or right shoulder and playing off 2 feet. But you've got to have more ball pressure, make it hard to get into the paint, and especially in Reagan Beers' great hands.
So Beers Day, 19 points, 11 rebounds, and she will be happy about 6 for 6 from the free throw line. Getting herself back on track there.
Yeah, I believe what she's shooting, coming in 60% from the free throw line.
Not quite that high, but we won't mention it.
Oh, well, I was going to give.
Back on track.
Yeah, back on track. Here we go.
10 to shoot here for North Alabama. Ramon. Cut off by Williams. So tough to get around
Nice
Sahara
defense.
Williams. Rebound, McNamara blocked. So, you know, you start to think Verhulst has been a little bit quiet. Then you look down, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. You know, she does everything.
She does. One of my favorite players, to be honest.
Clutter all the way under the bucket, creates a Ramon 3 right into the lap of Ulander for 2.
Ulander, what a great weak side rebound and putback.
Sahara Williams up strong and in.
You can't celebrate, though.
Nope.
You have got to get back and communicate, match up. If not, Oklahoma will make you pay.
Now that's after a made basket.
Made basket, Chad.
Chavez able to find Sahara for the buckets. 84-48 Oklahoma.
Similar offenses for North Alabama. They run that hub and into a DHO or a pin down on the opposite side. They're just struggling to get the ball in the paint. They're having to settle outside.
Williams scrapes up that rebound, her 9th. She's near a double-double. Verhulst runs the floor, and it's just off of her fingertips. Again, maybe 2 or 3 of their turnovers have been of that fast-paced variety that I think you're willing to kind of accept, aren't you?
You are. It's just those half-court live ball turnovers that you don't want, from a bounce pass going into the post or a miscue from the high-low. That's what Jenny does not want to see. But you know, you're going to see some of those turnovers in the transition just because of the pace that Oklahoma plays with.
A rub screen gets Alvarado free. That's a 3,
Nice.
And down it goes.
A really good shot by that young lady. Oh, nice pass.
That's Smith to Culleton for the deuce, and the Sooners answer quickly. I was about to say Alvarado has had a really good day, and she has. She's 3 of 5 from three-point range with 14 points. Mentioned that she was a prolific scorer. San Francisco State over 1,000 points at that school before transferring to North Alabama. That's a foul on Culleton that'll send Cameron McNamara to the line.
I mean, look at her court vision by Chavez. I mean, they did that with only a few dribbles. And again, if you can get post players to run like Oklahoma has in Beatrice Colleton or Reagan Beers, I mean, that puts so much pressure on the defense. And so there's just such a great chemistry and connection already with this Oklahoma team.
McNamara coming in, averaging 14 points and 7 rebounds. Tough for her on the interior to go up against Reagan Beers, who was defending her a lot of the day. That's 6 points and 2 rebounds, and she'll head over to Candy Whitaker's bench for a spell.
Well, that was the matchup for me that I wanted to see, is McNamara and Reagan Beers, because I know this North Alabama team wants to play through her. And so I wanted to see the adjustments that were going to be made just because of the presence that Beers brings to this Oklahoma team.
Alvarado defended out there by Chavez. Late shot clock, it's under 10. Akinsola whips it inside as Howard plows to the bucket. A whistle and a foul. Beatrice Culleton picks up the foul. That's her 4th. With the Sooners on top 33, we hit our final media timeout from the Lloyd Noble Center. Still plenty of energy for the more than 7,000 youngsters in attendance on Field Trip Day. It is so cool. Jenny Baranchak was talking about it, the way that the Norman community and the area communities have embraced this Field Trip Day, breaking records. She even said, let's do 2.
I agree. I mean, Oklahoma is ranked number 6 in the country. They put an incredible product on the court. I'm from Oklahoma, born and raised, and people need to come and watch this team play. And I love what Jenny Baranchak said. If you come to 1 game, you'll come to 2. If you come to 2, you'll buy season tickets. And I believe that. I mean, when you go to South Carolina, they had to build as well, but you're going into 18,000 people in the seats. And a lot of those teams have that attendance. And I don't think people realize how important their voice is in this arena. I mean, they're that X factor, we like to call it. And so I'm going to challenge, everyone to fill the arenas for women's basketball, because we're heading in a positive way, and we want to continue to grow our game.
Well said. Couple of free throws coming here. See the activity that Kaya Smith can provide. 6'1", rangy player. Get more playing time already this year, but some good perspective last year with a deeper team, at least more experienced team.
Right.
This team could well be deeper for Oklahoma. It's just very young.
It is, and what I like is that they're having to go against different styles. I think it's good about the, traveling over 4,500 miles, 3 time zones, because it gets you in shape really quick, and it teaches you how to be a elite college player. And so I like the schedule that they have. It's easy for me to say sitting here and not standing on the sidelines, but I think the different styles that they're seeing from different opponents is going to pay off for them.
Smith rips that one away and counterattacks for the Sooners. Whips that into the corner for Lofton. Stewart's posting hard inside. And a kick out for a Culleton 3 that's off the mark.
I like to see it. There's that three-pointer we talked about. If she could just feel comfortable in that position. But, Chad, look on the court right now. Only Beatrice Colleton, only returner for the Sooners. And we haven't seen that in years.
So you've got Culleton, who is a senior. Kaya Smith is a sophomore by classification, but relatively inexperienced. And then, the 3 freshmen are out there. .348 to go. Oklahoma comfortably on top. And trying to get it to the posting Keziah Lofton, but taken away from her.
Yeah,
Counter-attack here.
Yeah, North Alabama really good at congesting the paint, not allowing that easy pass inside.
Buki Akisola. Look at Tolan work over the top of that screen defensively. Shot clock is under 10. Ramon called for a double dribble. Just trying to free herself from the pesky Kaya Smith there.
Who called that, Smith or the official? Because I think they both were spot on that call.
Here's the youth we're talking about. 7 underclassmen. And then you've got the 3 seniors and a junior for Jenny Baranchak.
Well, it's good to also have surrounded by 4 McDonald's All-Americans as well.
Stewart is off the mark with that. We'll see Dafa Sissoko, the native of Paris, France. First time she has entered the lineup today. She debuted as a Sooner against Kansas City back on Wednesday. Tolan flips one up there. Sissoko trying to corral it. Instead, Tolan retrieves her own miss.
And you see, again, North Alabama really sagging off, wanting the Sooners to shoot outside.
Oklahoma today is 8 of 28 from three-point range. North Alabama 7 of 28. Jump hook lands for India Howard.
Yeah, nice jump hook. It was a tough shot under pressure.
And some free throws coming here. Lofton, I mean, these players both ways. I know the score's gotten away a little bit, but both sides are really working hard. North Alabama getting something out of this. And Oklahoma's got these young players out there fighting for minutes and fighting to continue the learning process.
Yeah, when you have depth, you know, even on both teams, I know North Alabama's missing a few players due to injury, but right now when you have the depth and minutes, you have to keep your value up somehow. And so right now, under the big lights, they are trying to prove to Jenny Baranchak, Coach Whitaker, that they deserve those extra time. And as a coach, you've got to respect that. I mean, they want to contribute somehow.
So Lofton buries both free throws. She's got 6 points. Sooners have been to the foul line 28 times today. Made 23. That's a good 82% clip.
Oklahoma's defense just blows up anything that North Alabama wants to do off the dribble. I don't care if it's a DHO or a pass and get. They're just being extremely aggressive on the point of attack.
As is evidence right there in a shot clock violation against the Lions. Candy Whitaker's team, 13 wins last year. In her first year, they made the Atlantic Sun tournament. Looking to build upon that, coming in 3-0 with wins over UT Martin, Fisk, and Jackson State. But not the competition the Sooners have been here today. And the 3 lands for Ulander out of the corner. Ulander's second made 3 of the ball game.
She's coming back from injury as well. You see her wearing a right knee brace, but it takes a little time, but you got to give her credit for getting back out.
Missed last season with that injury. Approaching a minute to go, Kaya Smith. And here come the Lions. I think the kids, unfortunately, it is quiet in here.
I mean, it's eerie.
Every teacher would love to have this kind of noise level in their classroom, I believe. But I think the sugar's worn off a little bit. But more importantly for them, the reality has set in that they have to go get on the bus. Yeah.
Well, you got to give credit to these teachers, too. I grew up in a household full of teachers, and we just want to thank them for the job they do. And I know how hard they work, and they're changing the lives of our youth. And so it's great to see not only the kids, but the teachers here as well.
Absolutely. Corner 3 by Ramon is off the mark. And Sissoko plucks the rebound for the Sooners. Under a minute to go. Oklahoma blew it open in the second quarter. The Sooners' largest lead of the day, 36. Balanced effort led by Reagan Beers, who's got a double-double today. There's a steal by Clutter. Stewart impacted it and fouled her. So a couple of free throws here for Alyssa Clutter with 38 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Clutter did a great job of anticipating that pass. Stewart had the ball over her head, and that's the only thing you can do is pass it. Not going to dribble out of that position or shoot. So great job of finishing strong here with 38 seconds left in this ball game.
Clutter, another of those who missed time with injury last year. She made 17 starts and then injured her left knee, and she's still bouncing back from that. Here's the upcoming schedule for Coach Candy Whitaker's team. On the road at Tennessee State on Wednesday, so they'll get the weekend off. West Alabama and then UAPB. Stewart saves it, but right to Howard, and now Howard is going to shoot a pair. You saw Oklahoma's schedule a moment ago. Just love that they are playing teams. I mean, going to Los Angeles to play UCLA. The Sooners still have, they'll have either Florida State or Missouri State in the tournament that they're going to go to, that Flo Hoops Classic in Fort Myers. But then North Carolina State, and they've got Oklahoma State at the Paycom Center in December.
Great game. And I love that they're bringing that back. You know, the bedlam. I mean, different conferences, Oklahoma State's in the Big 12, but just to see, I mean, that's great for Oklahoma. So I'm going to ask again for all fans to fill that arena. It's going to be a great matchup.
It's a men's women's doubleheader.
Oh, nice.
There at the Paycom Center. Sissoko couldn't finish it. Shot clock is off. This one winding down. Successful field trip day with 7,200 students in attendance. And Oklahoma going to be able to run this clock out and move to 3-1 on the season. They'll play at Western Carolina coming up on Sunday. Jenny Baranchek Sooners, they get a double-double from Reagan Beers. And they get a great performance once again from Sahara Williams, a near double-double. Alea Chavez, the fabulous freshman, 17 points, 3 made threes, and an Oklahoma win over the Lions of North Alabama. Going to be joined courtside here by Coach Baranchek and a Sooner player. And then they'll get to spend a little bit of time with the students who are in attendance. Oklahoma shoots 39% from the field, 8 of 29 from three-point range. And Reagan Beers with that big double-double. Perfect 7 of 7 at the foul line today. Also knocked down a three-point shot, did Beers. Alea Chavez, 6 of 14 from the field, made 3 of 7 from three-point range, and also 4 rebounds and 3 assists for the #1 high school recruit in the country coming out last year. Sending the kids home happy if they are Sooner fans here today. They're going to talk to the crowd a little bit. We'll be joined by Jenny Baranchek and Reagan Beers here courtside in the postgame show. And Sahara Williams talking to the crowd and thanking the youngsters for being a big part of this field trip day. Over 7,200 fans here to witness an 89-6